What's up? It's Jen. Welcome back to my channel. I have got two tapestry crochet projects happening right now. One of which I've been working on for months and working on very slowly, and one that I kind of just started, but I'm excited about both of them, but I'm also kind of just like ready to get them off my plate. I'm going out of town to visit some family in a couple weeks, so I thought that seemed like the perfect time frame to see if I can get all the pieces made. Not finish the whole projects, but see if I can get the pieces made or how close I can get. So total there are 74 panels that need to get made. Some of them are this size and some of them are this size. So I already have, let's see, I did all the math last night. I have 20 panels finished across both projects. These bigger ones are for a like throw blanket, and I have one of the tapestry portions finished and almost four of these plain ones. And then the little squares are for a cardigan, and I have 16 of the plain ones done, and I have all the grid designs sketched, but I haven't actually put them on grids yet. So I do need to do that at some point, probably when I'm taking breaks from crochet. So today, I'm taking it a little bit easy. I have been working on this one a bit this morning. This blank one's almost finished. I was about half done with it when I started. And I did start the next tapestry one last night, but doing all of the math, if I want to try to finish all of these in 2 weeks, I need to do about 3.5 to 4 squares a day. So that's a lot. This is kind of a soft deadline, so I'm gonna do my best, not injure myself in the process, but I'm ready to get going on these so I can move on to something else. So I have a little bit of time before I have something I need to do this afternoon, so I am going to probably finish up this yellow one and get going on this one. Also, side note, if you're not new here, check out my new little setup. It's still not fully organized, but I've got some shelves to keep spare inventory. I've got a market coming up tomorrow, so I've got things packed. But yeah, I've got more places to keep all my little trinkets. It just looks nicer than it did before. I am hoping that this does not just become a place to store spare yarn, but there's a couple cuppies for that. But yeah, it looks cleaner over here. So now I can actually like use this space in my videos. Before I tried to kind of avoid that side of my half of the room because, well, it's still chaotic, but it's a more organized chaos now. Alright, so it's the next day, and I've actually got a really great start on work for today. Last night, I finished 2 of my little cardigan squares, and I finished the yellow one that was almost done when I started filming, and this, one of my blanket squares, and I realized I don't think I said, the cardigan is an idea I had to, I keep calling it a tattoo cardigan. All of the color work designs are gonna look like tattoos and be placed on the sweater like tattoos. And the blanket is Studio Ghibli inspired. So I picked out my favorite movies. I think I picked like 7 or 8. And just some designs I thought that sort of like represent those movies. So this is one of the some of them have two. So this is one of the Howl's Moving Castle designs. So today I started another little gray square, but I can only do like half or so of these at a time, just because like they're so small and my thumb starts to hurt. So I've got about almost one of those done, and I am a little over halfway. This is No Face, in case you can't tell, from Spirited Away. So I'm a little over halfway done with this. So I'm gonna do a couple more rows of this, get to a good stopping point, and probably take a break for a while. I do have a sort of like craft market vendor thing tonight. It's currently 12:30 and I need to get going a little after 4, so I'll probably take a break for a bit and then do some work until it's time to go do that.
Yes.
Alright, so it is Saturday. Last night I was so just like worn out after the little art market thing. It was hot. I crocheted a little bit. I inserted that clip probably by now of me crocheting a little bit during the downtime, but other than finishing No Face yesterday, I mostly just started some squares. So I've already finished one of the big yellow ones that I started yesterday, and I'm working on the other one, and I finished one of the little gray squares today. So I think I'm probably gonna get started on another tapestry, but I kind of just want to like take it easy today and just sort of mindlessly work on more of these. So that's probably what I'll be doing. I knew I wasn't going to be able to keep up with finishing 4 every day. I'm just gonna keep going, and we'll see how far we get. Alright, it is the next day. Yes, I did film yesterday. A little bit of a late start today. It's a little after 3:30. I just had lunch. I wanted to take a little bit of a break this morning, make sure I'm resting my hands, all that kind of stuff. So I'm gonna finish up this plain panel for sure today. I want to finish this graph. This one I thought was gonna be really simple. It's the rune from Howl's Moving Castle that he draws on the floor when they move and he expands the house. But because it's thin lines, it's actually like a lot of back and forth color switching. So I think, no, I'm not through the most complicated part. But yeah, so it's looking good, but I want to finish up that today and probably start working on the next one. I need to do some more of these. I cannot tell you, the reason it's been taking so long is I kind of hate these. I've talked about how because they're so small, it hurts my hands a little bit, so I have to take a lot of breaks. Like, they really don't take that much time. This, I should time it to see, but this probably takes like 30 minutes. I don't know. But, I don't know. I have not been motivated to work on these. That's kind of why I wanted to do this video. So I do have 20 of these, so I need to do 8 more blank ones. And then all of the design ones, but hopefully those should be a little bit more fun at least. I did start working on the designs for those. Last night I started drawing them out on the grid, so I'll probably work on that a little bit more today too. But yeah, I'm just kind of taking it a little more slow today. We did actually decide to delay, I guess I was gonna say postpone, but that that's not the right word. We're gonna leave to go out of town a few days later than we had originally planned. So I just bought myself like 3 more days to see how much of this stuff I can get done before we go. So I am just gonna work away in here for a while, catch up on all the crochet YouTube. I like finding new crochet YouTubers, so when the algorithm like recommends me small channels, I always like to check them out, especially because I am a small channel and I wanna you know, have the community sense. But my algorithm is probably like 80% crochet creators right now, which I like most of the time. Sometimes it's nice to watch something else, but there's a few new to me people that I need to catch up on watching today. So I'm gonna do that while I work on these for a little bit. Good morning. It is the next day. I don't think I filmed at all yesterday. I definitely pushed it a little too hard the night before. And so yesterday I started off being like, gonna, you know, maybe work a little bit, take things really slow. And I did. I didn't start till the afternoon. And then I very slowly finished a plain square and another little gray square and started this one. And then I took a detour and I made this little scalloped disability pride flag for my office. I've been wanting one for a while, and these are still like new enough that they're hard to find online, and I was like, why don't I just make one? And then I had the idea to make a little disability pride bear, and I just die every time I look at him. I feel like I'm finally kind of hitting a groove with like amigurumi design. Like, it's just becoming like easier and faster, and I'm figuring out how to make things to a point where I enjoy it. I also finished this bird. He's a green jay. The body was mostly done. I just was figuring out the felt, and I did like the beak and the feet and stuff. So yeah, there's my little show and tell. Today I'm going to get back into working on the tapestries, probably finish up that blank square, and we'll just keep moving. Morning. It is Wednesday, so it's the day after, I guess, the first week, so I wanted to kind of update on where I am. So when I started, I had 16 of my little gray squares done. I now have 22, so not the best progress, but we're getting there. I had 3 of the blank squares for the blanket. I now have 9 of those finished, and I had 1 tapestry finished at the start, and now I have 6. I think this one I showed briefly the other night. This is, oh, this looks good from far away. This is from Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. This is the face of Tato, her little, oh, it's a fox squirrel, I think. We watched that movie the other night, and I kind of hurt my hands a little, but I did finish this during the length of the movie, so that was fun. And then yesterday I did this one, which is definitely going to need some blocking. This is the clock that is in the little shop from Whisper of the Heart. So the next one I did start a little bit yesterday. I'm doing the umbrella from My Neighbor Totoro. I've also kind of had some other side things going on, as you can sort of see here. So I'm kind of splitting my time a little bit, but I feel like I'm in a good place. I did a really decent amount of work in the last week. Still got, what, like 10 days until we leave, so definitely getting there. Okay, so it's been a couple of days. I figured I would check in with you. I have been working very hard, but I wasn't feeling well for a couple days, and we were kind of busy with a bunch of different plans over the weekend, so it's Sunday. I don't quite remember where we left off. This one is the like flower with the little note from The Secret World of Arietti. This one I finished last night. These are some of the bath tokens from Spirited Away. This one I just finished today. This is Kiki's radio from Kiki's Delivery Service. I've got 2 of the white panels. So all I have left is one of the plain white panels, and then my last tapestry is Kiki's bow and Gigi. So I'm probably going to get started on that in a little bit. I took a break and I finally did the first tapestry for the cardigan. I'm still slowly trucking through those. I have 4 of the plain ones left, but I don't know, I was just sitting here today and for some reason I suddenly like got nervous that like this wouldn't work somehow because it's so small, and so I was like, oh my god. So I needed to just try one really quick. The pros, it takes a long time for me because it's little and like changing colors, like the yarn tends to like slip around, so it goes so slowly that my thumbs didn't really have time to hurt. The cons, it goes really slowly. So there are 11 more of these 1 square designs. I'm almost done drawing them all. 2 of them that take up 2 squares, and then 1 that takes up 6 squares. I still really like this project, but it feels like it is never going to end. It is on my list of things I want to finish by the end of the summer. So once I get the blanket pieces done, like then it'll just be full steam ahead on this. So hopefully that'll go a little quicker. But yeah, that's where we're at. I'm gonna try to get started on the last blanket tapestry today and maybe try to finish the last blank one as well. So a yarn winder is going to fix... Okay, I just have to pause to share. I'm watching a video and someone's talking about pulling from the center of the yarn and how it's hard. I think this is normally referred to as yarn barf. They just called it the yarn is prolapsed. And I just thought that was ridiculous. I felt like sharing.
What it does is it allows...
Alrighty, so it's been a couple of days and it is now Thursday, and actually, change of plans, I'm not going out of town, and I have all of the blanket squares done. 26 of the 28 blank squares, and I finished 2 of the tapestry designs for the sweater, and I'm halfway through with the 3rd. I also finished drawing out all of those, including, I'm actually really proud of this one. It's upside down. It's a little dark there. It's not going to be this big. This is going to go on the back of the sweater, so it's going to be 6 of these together, so it's going to be pretty small actually, but yeah, I had to use a reference for pixelated hourglass skull and rose, but yeah, I'm pretty excited about this one. This one's gonna be wild to do, so I'll probably work on it little bits in between doing the small ones, but I think just because it'll probably get boring to see just more footage of me doing the same thing, I am going to go ahead and stop filming here. I am going to continue to power through these though, and I will put in some photos and some clips of what these look like when they're finished. I lied, checking in one more time. It's been another, get that out of the way. It's been another week. It is now the next Friday, and the blanket is finished. It's looking great. I'm super happy with it. That was honestly more fun than doing this cardigan, but I'm getting so close. I'm getting really burnt out on doing tapestries. I have 1, 2, I did this one yesterday, so I've got, I know you can't really see my drawings very well, but I've got 3 small ones left, and then 1 of the medium ones that takes up 2. So I'm so close. I kind of took a break yesterday. I've definitely been slowing down working on these. I did, however, plow through, I think in about 4 or 5 days, the big one. I am so stoked on this one. It turned out really well. You can see probably how many pins it took to block this. I've never done this kind of blocking before. I have a 3D printed like blocking pegboard for granny squares, because those have like the big like gaps in them that are easy to block, but for something like this I didn't want to go buy foam or buy a blocking board just for this project if I wasn't sure how much I was going to use it. So I have this really dangerous, I don't know if you can even see, but I just have a piece of cardboard that has dozens of pins sticking out the back that I keep having to try not to stab myself with. I should probably be keeping it away from my face, but yeah, this one, I'm really happy with this design. This one was easier to figure out because I have more space. Like, doing these little bitty squares has been really difficult with only 2 colors and not a ton of space, but I think it's gonna be worth it. I think this is gonna look so cool, but I'm just ready to be done. I'm gonna try to push through 2 of these squares today, and then try to finish the other 3 tomorrow. And then I just have to sew it all together and do cuffs and a collar. But yeah, I don't recommend trying to do 2 tapestry projects in 3 weeks, essentially. But yeah, I think it's gonna be good. So now I will see you when we're finished. So I guess I jinxed myself by saying that was going to be the last check-in. It's Sunday, and I was about to start sewing everything together when I realized that I miscounted the squares for my original sketch. I need to make like 20 more of the plain ones. My least favorite ones. Oh my god. I have enough. I'm gonna sew, I've already started. I'm gonna sew together the front panels in 1 sleeve. That's what I have enough for. I'm just gonna keep doing what I have been and try to knock out a couple of the squares every day. I'm so ready for this project to be done. It's okay. We'll get there though. Alrighty, it's been just a few days, I think maybe a week-ish since I last checked in. I started out needing 20 more squares with the additional ones that I forgot. And my mom came to visit for a few days, and because she is an absolute champ, she offered to help me with them. So I already got a couple done, I think, before she came, and then we kind of tag teamed them, and we got 11 more done. I can do math. While she was here for a couple days, and the only reason we stopped is because I ran out of yarn. So I just went and got some more. This should be good for the... Sorry, my chair is squeaky. I think it's gonna be okay. I didn't bring anything to color match because I'm excited for this project still, but I'm also really over it. So I was kind of just like, whatever, I'm gonna get what I can. But this will be enough. I need 7 more squares. And then I'm almost finished sewing together the back panel, and then I have one more sleeve that needs to be attached. And then I'm going to, the sleeves right now are a little small. They're 3 squares wide, and that's too small, but adding an entire 4th square would be too big. So I'm just gonna like single crochet a couple rows that will like, I'll seam down this way, so it'll be under my arm and you won't even really see it. And then I have to do the collar and cuffs and ribbing along the bottom. So it still sounds like a lot, but I see the end. Oh my gosh, are you ready? It's finished. Don't look at the inside. I still have to weave in all the inside ends, but I just wanted to show you it's done. I'm going to, it's like, oh my god, it's already 7:30. I didn't realize it was that late. Yeah, I'm going to take some shots tomorrow out in the sunshine of me like wearing it and stuff, so I'll cut those in here, but I just had to show you it is all finished. I'm so happy with how it turned out. The sleeves ended up taking basically another skein of yarn. I had to run and go get another one. I do like, they're not crazy poofy, they're just a little bit, but I did the little black strip detail around the sleeves and all the way around the bottom before I did the ribbing, just to tie in black a little bit more. The back is my absolute favorite. I think it's so cool. It's really cute, lightweight for being, you know, a yarn sweater, but I'm so happy with it. I'm really proud of it. I have to do the final tally of how long it took. I've been trying to keep track of that, so I'll stick that in here somewhere. But yeah, I think I was working on this for like 5 hours today, maybe 6. I pretty much started first thing this morning, and I just did the trim like around the bottom and the neck and stuff. So the finishing definitely took longer than I expected, but I don't remember if I had said this earlier. I was trying to keep track of how long it had been since I started filming. I miscounted at one point and thought it had been longer. So today's Saturday. Last Wednesday just made 4 weeks. So it took about 4.5 weeks of intensive working on this to finish it up. So I'm not doing any more crocheting tonight. I may or may not do none tomorrow too, besides just like weaving in these ends. And I'm so happy to be finally done with this. I'm so happy that I actually like it. I was definitely a little bit nervous there for a minute. I think I'm feeling a little delirious, so I'm gonna end this there. Thank you so much for coming along with me for the past month while I worked on these projects that was only supposed to be a 2-week video. If you liked this chaos and you want to see more from me, feel free to subscribe. I post videos 2 to 3 times a month. Thanks so much for watching this one. See you next time.